Hey YouTube, Briarfire here again. It's 2 videos in 2 days for me, so I wanted to talk to you real quickly about something that a lot of guys I haven't seen really talk about too much. Being mostly, a pipe community here. There's a few other guys that talk about their hobbies and other things, but I wanted to bring up another tobacco item today, which is not dip, but snuff. And I'd like to thank Jay loosely for getting me hooked on it. Thanks a lot, buddy. I was a little hesitant to try it at first, being kind of new to that. I did a little bit of research and tried to see what the pros and cons were to it and why actually people used snuff and use snuff. So I had to write down a couple little notes here though, so if you see me looking down and reading, I just want to make sure I get some of the information correct. But for the most part, snuff is inhaled through the nose. It comes in a huge variety of scents. You can get anything from regular menthol or spearmint or wintergreen to flavors as raspberry, plum, cherry. You can even get latakia scented. You can get like wintergreen. So if there's something a specific scent that you like, you can find it. Just a huge gamut of scents. Or you can just get regular straight snuff, which has which is just tobacco, plain Virginia, or whatever tobacco that you basically want. Now I started out with something light. I started out with the menthol, just to see, and I figured, hey, why not give it a shot? With the way the weather is here, and especially at night, a lot of times, my nose gets stuffy because of allergies and things, and I figured, all right, let me try it and see if maybe it'll help me alleviate some of my problems with my breathing at night. So I tried, and it worked. I take a little bit before I go to bed at night, and it definitely opens up my nasal passages and lets me breathe a lot better. And in return, I think I definitely sleep a little bit better from it. Now, one of the brands that I use, and I know I'm probably going to butcher the names of some of these, but I've been using more so is this Escristal. It's by Bernard. Hope you can see that. My German is not good, but this is actually a tobacco-free snuff, where they use a cellulose base instead of tobacco, and I could use this all day long. There's anytime I feel like I'm getting a stuffy head or a stuffy nose, I'll take a little bit of this. And this actually has, it's a menthol or a wintergreen type scent to it. And just to show you the little package, you can see it has this little door on it that when you slide the slider, it'll open up, and then you can see inside. Now with this, usually I'll just take a little bit, show you what it looks like. Get some out. which is kind of convenient to carry around in your pocket. I don't know if you can see that in my hand. This stuff is actually white. And I can see where there might be a problem with that if you were doing it in a restaurant or out in public and somebody saw you take this out and put it out. They might think it's something else. They might think it's another type of substance, but it's tobacco free, and you can see that. And with that, a lot of people usually just take a little pinch of that and inhale it in their nose. What I like to do is I actually bought these bullets, and there's all different kinds, made of all different kinds of materials. And what you do is you fill the bottom with whatever snuff you want to put in there. This is actually a lot easier to carry around in your pocket than one of these, but same idea, same thing. And what this does is it actually gives you a metered dose of what to take. And you can see that's brown. I don't know if you can see that. And normally what I'll do is from one of these dosages, I'll split that in half, and it's your own discretion of how much you actually want to use. Some people like to use a little bit more, some people like to use a little less, but it's whatever you like, depending on the strength of the snuff. Now I like the tobacco free. I really like it a lot, but I also like some of the regular scented. This is another one from Bernard's, Fitch and Tyndall. I'm not too sure about the pronunciation on some of these, but this one here, this is actually a tobacco-based snuff, and this smells like, I can see that. This is almost like pine, spruce needle scented with a little menthol added, and I have to say very pleasant, but very pleasant. Now these two are made by the same company, Bernard, which dates back, I think, to the early, I think they said 1733, but they've been a registered brand since 1894, so they've been around a long time making snuff. There's also, I'm sure I'm probably all over the place here, but this is another one. This is Samuel Gawith, and he makes a wide variety of snuffs: plum, raspberry, cherry. I have peach, banana. I bought a lot of them to try out to see kind of what I liked, and with them not being very expensive, at least not here. I don't know how much they are all over the world, but this is 10 grams. This is a 10-gram can. I think this runs like $3 or $4, which really isn't a lot. I've seen prices as far as from $2 up to $8 for 10 grams, and they sell in 3 grams, they sell 5 grams, they sell 10 grams. I know they sell like 25 or 23 grams, all the way up to, you could buy a big, huge package, you could buy 100 grams. If you like it. It comes in, again, all kinds of different scents. Samuel Gawith is located at Kendal in the South Lakeland area of northwest England, and they've been in business since, I'll tell you right now, 1792. And very good high quality product. The scents are amazing. The raspberry smells like fresh raspberries, The scents linger for a long time. You know, an hour from now, I'm usually pretty good. I can still smell it. And you know, again, you know, there's, like I said, there's a lot of Kia. You know, just straight, a lot of Kia, dark, rich, smoky. Just, you know, amazing. You know, this has totally opened up a whole new area for me, especially because I can't smoke a lot at work. And for those of you who have a hard time getting out for your smoke break, or just wanting to get that nicotine fix, you can get this with, you know, these with high nicotine content. Little sniff here, little sniff there. You know, if you can't get out to get a smoke, you know, definitely help you get through the day, you know, missing those smoke breaks, especially in places where it's hard for you to get out and smoke. Even if you're a cigar smoker, I mean, you know, and you want that nicotine fix, this is a good alternative. And this is actually made by the Crowlings. I'm not absolutely positively sure, and I don't want to keep butchering the name, but you can see that. Excellent though, excellent. So you can go from non-tobacco snuff, which is, again, like I said, like a powder, it's a cellulose base, to which is very light, mild, good scented, to the other end of the spectrum that I have found so far is this snuff called Fubar is the company. And it's kind of funny because they have this marketed, or they have it listed as not for civilian use and for the military, and that's kind of their theme with a lot of their products. And they do say that, you know, they are the strongest, that they are the most, I would say, over the top scented snuffs. It's made in India, and by comparison, I will say that the menthol that's used for this specific snuff is definitely way over the top, strong. This will definitely wake you up out of a coma. So, you know, I made a mistake of using a little too much the first time, and I got a little bit of I want to say that burn, not a bad burn, but just a little too much. So I had to cut back and figure out actually how much to use. Definitely good. It'll definitely wake you up. It's a good pick-me-up in the morning. The nicotine there, it says that it's supposed to be high in nicotine, but to me it's not that. I don't really get that much of the nicotine from it as much as I do from the Lotta Kia one. But there are ones that are higher rated than others. Now, with all this being said, most of the research and stuff that I looked at online, you know, you can see that they have posted on here, this tobacco product can damage your health and is addictive. Well, yes, even though there is tobacco in it, that I think is the main purpose of why they have to put the sticker on there. But during my research over the last few months, and I've been doing snuff now probably for, I want to say, a better part of maybe, I don't know, maybe close to 5 months now, somewhere along those lines. I've been unable to find anything on the internet, any documentation, anything that suggests any kind of cancer, inflammation, any kind of problems at all associated with snuff. Now, with that being said, there might be, but, and I can't sit here and say that this is a safe alternative, but I will say that I can't find anything bad about it. Now, as I mentioned, there is tobacco-less snuff, and again, I haven't found anything remotely cautious about any of these products. But using the tobacco-less, if there was some, that you wanted to try, definitely try that first. I'm sure menthol is probably the most used, most popular, and there's hundreds of companies. The company that I happen to order from is Mr. Snuff, and the shipping is fast. Compared to some other places, it's not expensive. I know it's hard here, and he's located over in England. Here in the United States, it's kind of hard depending on where you live to get snuff, but there are places that you can get it, and so far I would have to say that it's been a delight. I definitely use it at work. If I know that I'm going to be out running around and doing things, I always carried a bullet in my pocket, and I take, a good thing with this is you can put that meter dose in there, and the way that this is set up is it only allows you that one little dose with the turn of the handle here. So as you can see, that it loads it right here in the chamber, and it's kind of like if you've ever seen a Vicks inhaler or a Vicks stick, which is just a mentholated stick that you insert in your nose. With this, it's just you just breathe in, and it takes that small little hit, and a little goes a long way. And again, it all depends on your tolerance and how you are. And they have everything to, like FUBAR makes ones that are chili and chocolate that are mixed. And again, there's such a wide range and variety of these. If you were curious about trying, like I said, there's definitely ones that are tobacco free if you want to try those first, just to see. Or just jump right in and pick a flavor, like plum, cherry. There's always something that I'm sure that you would find that would be to your taste or to your liking. And basically, I have to say that I rather enjoy it, and it says that it can be it can be addictive. But I think it's more out of I don't think it's addicting as far as the contents of what's in it, like what like you're craving it. I think it's just more of that. Like I'm hooked on the tobacco-less, so there's no tobacco. There's nothing in this that makes me crave this. But I find, again, for me, I have sinus problems and allergies, and this opens up my nasal passages and allows me to breathe better. So, for me, I'm definitely going to be using this product for a while, and as a matter of fact, I just kind of stockpiled a bunch of it to have, because the way that the laws are changing and everything, I want to make sure that I can have it. Now, with that being said, I know that there are some guys that have tried to actually make their own, and a friend of mine, which I'm sure most of you know, Nick and his pipe. And if you're not subscribed to him, you know, you should definitely go check out his videos. Give him a little shout out there. Not that he needs it, but I know that he took some tobacco and ground his own and tried it to see how well, and from what I've heard, you know, he had some pretty good success with it. And basically, that's what it is. You can take, you know, any kind of tobacco that you have and grind it up using a mortar and pestle, or, you know, in a very fine blender, and just blend it to oblivion, and try it that way. But as far as the flavors go, definitely menthol, I would give it a try. Or one of these flavors. Again, it's cheap and inexpensive comparative to, you know, regular tobacco prices. And, you know, if you work in an office, or if you work somewhere where you really can't get out and get a little smoke break, you know, this might be something that's an alternative for you to try that you may like. So with that being said, you know, I'm sure that I didn't really do too good of a look, but I wonder if anybody else has posted any videos in the pipe community about using snuff, other than mentioning it. And I don't want to take away from anybody else's glory who was going to do a video on it, but I just wanted to kind of give my take on it and my experience so far. Definitely worth a try. You know, again, it's something that's not for everybody, but for the price on it, and depending on what your position is, or where you are, you know, at work or out in the field, or, you know, if you can't smoke, this might be a good alternative for you to try. So with that, I'm gonna say goodbye, and talk to you guys later. Take care.